All right, welcome to Full Send Cyber, and I'm your host, Paul and Austin. Me and Austin are setting out to solidify a mindset of confidence, and it's kind of in our title. And this is kind of our introduction episode for our podcast going forward. Austin, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Austin Dennis. I just recently, about probably 9 months ago or so, became interested in cybersecurity. Feel like I've accomplished quite a bit so far. If you guys follow either of us on LinkedIn, you know that we're both. Paul recently graduated from Western Governors University in the cybersecurity information assurance program. I am over 50% complete with it in just under 3 months. So we're both, probably known for moving through these programs quickly, obtaining certifications quickly. And so we just want to be able to kind of give an insight to our mindset with these things to help you be able to accomplish the same. Because I think both of us probably agree that it's a lot about your mindset. It's a lot about just setting out and determining, I'm going to get this done. And we want to be able to just share with you how you can be able to do that.
Yeah, and with all that being said, we're going to be going over a bunch of topics and we're going to be going over certifications, the mindset that goes behind it, methods to work through certifications, and we're definitely going to be talking about WGU. We're also going to try to talk about current events as much as we can. And I kind of skipped over introducing myself. I'm a security program manager in the Marine Corps. I transitioned into cyber a few years into being in the Marine Corps, and yeah, finished up my bachelor's in cybersecurity at Western Governors University in 5 months, 18 days, and immediately afterwards took CISSP and was shocked that like I was actually prepared via the coursework via WGU, and of course with support on LinkedIn that was really crucial. And I think what we're going to try to do here is give everyone that support and that confidence, overcome imposter syndrome, and like help you to realize you're capable of far more than what you think you are, um, and go full send, like pun intended. Uh, but kind of got off track. But yeah, I've been a security program manager for a minute. I kind of look at things more from a strategic and a technical level. Not quite as technical as I'd hope to be, but you're going to hear me talking a lot about like the CISSP, the CISM, the CISA, and I'm going to try to cover some content for those tests as well, just because there's not a whole lot of content out there, and some of those exams are a little bit they're portrayed as like impossible, but they're not. So like most of the exams. I mean,
Mhm.
we were just talking about that, but
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of these certifications, these exams, people paint them out to be these like impossible things that are just mountains to climb. And in truth, I think that when someone obtains a certification, they want to make it out to be like a big deal. Like, I studied months for this. This is such a certification that's difficult to obtain because they want to make it look like they put a lot of work into it. And I'm not saying that once you get these certifications, you haven't put work into it, because they do require a lot of work. They do require study, they require knowledge. And a lot of these certifications are basically supposed to simulate like you've been in the field for a long time and you know stuff. So, if you're coming into it with virtually no experience at all, it might be a lot more challenging for you than someone that has been in it. But at the end of the day, I think too many people go into these exams thinking, I'm going to fail. There's no chance that I'm going to pass. And in reality, if you prepare yourself enough, you study enough, and you build the mindset in yourself that, no, I am going to pass this exam. No, I am going to get it done in this time frame, you will be able to do it. It's about overcoming the mountain that you set up in your head and your mindset. And if you're able to overcome that, then you can do far more than you really expect that you're going to be able to.
I definitely agree. And I think what we're going to provide you guys is we're going to take these mountains that you guys have built and we're going to break them down into pieces, and we're going to construct plans and help you guys like build that mindset, map it out, and like give you a plan. A lot of things are daunting until you sit down and you map it out and you're like, if I do A, B, C, and D and E, like I can get this done. In reality, all that's left is to just do the work. Another thing that I feel that is important to mention is uh, if you're comfortable with me mentioning this, Austin, me and you both are, we're not big fans of the sugarcoating on LinkedIn when it comes to
Mhm.
certain things, and the, oh, you can do it. Like, we're gonna be real with you. Like, we're not gonna sugarcoat things. Like, we're gonna give you like the real truth. Like, we're not here to give people false hope. We're here to give people a way forward, and hope for a way forward that includes hard work.
Yeah.
Um, so we're gonna try to be like a kind of like a breath of fresh air, be candid and be honest with people.
Hmm.
So
Well, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, going right along with that, the whole entire reason that I even enrolled in WGU in the first place was because getting into tech, getting into security specifically, is an extraordinarily competitive environment. I mean, you can go and scroll through LinkedIn and you can look at cybersecurity jobs in your area. You can look at cybersecurity jobs just remote, especially like United States, and look at how many applicants there are. If you get the LinkedIn Premium, you can look at the ranges of the applicants and compare yourself to them. I mean, how many of them have like bachelor's degrees? How many of them have master's degrees? And you can look at the different job descriptions and the certifications. And the thing with the WGU's program, by the time you graduate, you have 15 different certifications that you can add, and some of those are CompTIA stackable. You don't have 15 individual certifications, but I think you have 9 that you graduate with now. It might be 10 now with the addition of the LPI. But you get a ridiculous amount. It helps you stick out, and it can be daunting to try to think about getting all those done. But if you build the mindset up, you are able to do it, and it works. But the thing is, as time goes on, as jobs get fewer and fewer and the job market gets more competitive, it's very helpful to help you stick out. So I really think that if you listen to these types of, this podcast specifically, or podcasts along the line of this, and you try to develop this type of mindset, it's really going to help you out quite a bit in actually landing that first job. I was able to get a job that I just signed up for recently. And I actually had multiple offers on the table, and I was able to choose the best one of a couple different ones. And, I'm not saying that to brag about myself, but when you compare that to other different things that are going on, that people will tell you, it's impossible to get a job. You're never going to be able to do this. Well, if you put yourself out as a good candidate, you learn how to, talk to people, you learn the different skills that are required, you're going to be able to have those opportunities pop up. It's not impossible. It's pretty easy when you get over these hurdles that are in front of you, but it is going to take some effort and energy to get over those hurdles. So we are going to help you do that. We're going to help you build that mindset. We won't sugarcoat it. We'll tell you the hard things. I mean, there have probably been a lot of sleepless nights, studying hard and working and learning things. I know that's how it's been for me. There's been nights that I've had to stay up really late. There's been nights, mornings that I've had to wake up really early to get my work done. But at the end of the day, I'm accomplishing the goals that I want to, and that is just what it takes sometimes, but you got to learn how to do these things and set it in your mind that that's how you're going to do them, and you're going to get it done.
I totally agree with you. I was just going to touch on as well. You kind of brought it up, but uh, one thing that a lot of people harp on is on LinkedIn that I've noticed is there's a lot of people like, oh, you don't need a degree, oh, you don't need certs, oh, you don't need, yeah, you don't need certain things depending on your situation. Everyone's different. However, I think what we're going to focus on here, at least something I preach a lot, is every single strategic advantage that you can pursue, whether that's a degree at WGU, a certification validating your experience, a YouTube channel, an internship, like volunteering at a nonprofit. Like, we're gonna like constantly preach about these strategic advantages that you can gain over other people. Because the reality on the ground is like, cybersecurity, there are entry level roles, but they require experience for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is you need a baseline of networking,
Yep.
Windows Active Directory. You need like that help desk experience, to like to get to know the fundamentals. I mean, there's about, I'm sure you would agree, Austin, there's about 3 to 5 years of like baseline knowledge that like you need before stepping into cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Um, can you get that knowledge and experience faster? Sure, if you work a little bit over
Yeah.
the top and be a little bit unhealthy like myself, going through the degree at WGU, and like
Yep.
Austin's doing, plowing through the degree right now. Um, So yeah, it can definitely be done, but you can do it at your own pace. And what I always tell people is what's important is that you are enjoying the process and you're consistently getting better each day.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if that's a lot, doesn't matter if that's a little. The compound interest over time is just, it pays off. Like,
Yeah.
consistency matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, jumping right along with that, and just working at it every day, but most importantly, making sure you're enjoying it. Because one thing that's very common that I see a lot is just burnout, and just you work really hard, and then all of a sudden it's just like nothing. And there's people that I've seen on LinkedIn, and I've probably been active on LinkedIn since I'd say December or so, and posting a lot more. And so just about 6 months. And just in 6 months, I've seen people that have like risen up and they're really posting every day. They're working on stuff. They got projects going on, and then they just disappear, and they didn't die. They just quit caring, because they were working too hard, or they just didn't enjoy it anymore, or whatever. Or they get discouraged because they have been told that they can get one of these entry level jobs. And after they've applied to 500 of them, they didn't hear back on one. It can be discouraging. So we want to help you out. We want to do that. So going into what you should expect from the future, the first episode that we're going to do in full, this is just an introduction episode just to help you get to know us, get to know what the podcast is going to be about. The first episode that we're going to do in full is basically just going to be talking about overcoming certain certifications, and just going and laying out a process for how you can study for these. I'm going to share my tips and tricks that I use for a few that I've done and some that I'm working on in the future. Paul's obviously got way more than me and accomplished way higher level of certifications, but he can give you a lot of insight to that. Our perspectives are going to be a little bit different because I'm coming from a background where I haven't really gotten any full-time working experience doing these types of things. Paul's got more full-time experience working in that, so he's coming at it from a different level. But so if you got more experience, you're probably going to resonate more with things that Paul's talking about. If you're coming in fresh and you don't have that much experience, you're probably going to be resonating more with the stuff that I'm saying and the different strategies. But we ultimately want to just work together. We think we've got two very similar mindsets. And even though we might be at different stages in life, I think that we're going to be able to put together a product that's going to help you, help a lot of people overcome these certifications, get these goals done. So that's the kind of stuff that you can expect in the upcoming episode.
Yeah, I think you covered it all, and honestly, I mean, I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to our next episode, probably here in the next about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, hope everyone had a great Memorial Day, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be great.
Yep, you can expect episodes on a bi-weekly basis from us. We'll be releasing them on LinkedIn. We'll probably have an exact schedule as time comes out, but right now we're probably just going to try to pump out as much content as we can, lay a baseline for it, and we'll follow along. And hopefully every episode, the quality increases, the topics increase, the conversation increases, and you guys just continue on, support us, look out for different stuff that we're going to be doing. Try to follow both of us on LinkedIn, follow a page that we're making for this, and just be able to share it around if it helps you. And hopefully as time goes on, this content just gets better and better and helps more and more people overcome their goals, overcome their mindset, and get going on the way that they need to go. All right, well, that brings us to the end of this introduction episode. I hope that you're able to get something from it. Obviously, if you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Paul on LinkedIn, but expect another episode in a couple weeks going over certifications. But this has been the first episode of Full Send Cyber. I hope that we can help you develop a good mindset and help you achieve your goals and set you up for success. But my name's Austin. This is Paul with me, and that's the first episode of Full Send Cyber.
And don't forget to subscribe.